Hi everyone, I'm Zara Cleek and I'm here with Grace Neutral today.
Hello.
And we're going to be talking about self-love.
Yay.
I think self-love's important.
I think self-love is important because I've kind of discovered that it kind of boils down to everything. Self-love is everything within being happy, you know, because when you have self-love, you have balance, and then you're truly within yourself and you're comfortable in your own skin if you can really appreciate yourself for who you truly are. I think self-love boils down to being truly happy and feeding the soul instead of feeding the ego, which I think is really important.
No, definitely. I think it's so it proper transforms your life, doesn't it? I think it's such a happy thing to talk about as well. It makes me happy.
It's like a drug. It's very addictive. Once you kind of discover this way to kind of fuel your soul and yourself and make yourself feel good, it's like the best natural high you could ever wish for. So yeah, it's very addictive.
Yeah, it's a dead happy thing. I think I love talking about it as well because I just know how good it feels, and it's just do you know what I mean? It's just I don't know, I feel also it proper gives you what you need and you don't really need it from others as much as well. It makes you a bit more self-sufficient as well, doesn't it?
Definitely. You don't seek approval as much within other people and certain things within the kind of social groups that you're in, things like that.
Definitely.
You're definitely more comfortable to stand on your own 2 feet and literally just be yourself, because that's all it boils down to, is being yourself and truly loving yourself for who you are.
Definitely.
And not liking yourself because you manage to get enough money to buy the trainers or the jacket that will make you look cool and fit in with the group, you know. It's fuck all that.
Definitely.
We're here, we're ourselves, and that's what makes us truly beautiful, because it comes out of you, you know. It's like an energy, and it really flows out of people when they get it right. And yeah, it's just truly important.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, because of, I don't know, because social media and the internet is such a huge thing now, and everyone's got an iPhone or a smartphone, and everyone's always on their phone looking for the new cool thing or what's new and what's relevant. It's really easy to kind of get lost in the real world, and you kind of get lost in this whole kind of fake reality, which isn't necessarily relevant to you as your soul, not your ego.
Yeah, and your growth as well. It's not really getting you. It doesn't always really get you anywhere real as well. Do you know what I mean?
No,
you can post pictures of yourself and all this, but if you're not actually feeling yourself, then it's still. That's the way you're going to feel, no matter how many people comment saying that you look good or how many likes you get as well. Do you know what I mean?
I've kind of thought about it a lot, because people always make comments to me when they first meet me about my Instagram and stuff, which is really nice, but it's my Instagram isn't me. It doesn't define me as a person, and it's not actually relevant in what's going on in my day-to-day life. So it was really important, and I thought about it a lot, and it's kind of like a sugar rush. You'll put up a selfie and you'll get all these blasts of people telling you that you're really great or whatever, and you get an adrenaline rush of it, and it feeds your ego, and then for a bit and you're going up, but then there's a point where it stops and you crash, and then literally it's people are constantly trying to find this high again, and it's it's not real. You're feeding your ego. It's not actually healthy to your soul. Step back and learn, take that time that you would use to post a selfie or whatever, and think about yourself and what you truly like and what you're truly into, because it makes you feel truly happy, not because you think it's gonna make you feel happy for a bit until the next thing comes along that you have to grasp onto and fight for.
Or even just for people's approval, like you were saying,
exactly.
It's I think people post things for people's approval all the time, but that's what I meant about no matter how many people feed the thing, after that high's kind of gone down, if you don't have your own self-love anyway, then it goes down to nothing. Whereas if you've got a healthy kind of level of it, you'll be fine. And you don't need to know that people think you look good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
I think it's important to have your own source of love for yourself, so you don't need everybody else's.
And I'm not knocking social media. I post pictures of myself and I like to share the things that I'm doing. But that's not because I need to feed my ego, just because I want to share things with the world, because you put it out and you get it back, and it's about that healthy balance, like you said.
Defo. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, well, so do I. I mean, I post obviously what I'm wearing, what I'm doing, blah blah. But for the same reason, not because I need reassurance, because, do you know what I mean? But I think that's why it's important to, like, help yourself get to that stage of, like, not needing reassurance, I guess. I mean, everybody likes a bit of reassurance, I guess, but only if you're asked what people think, really, innit? Like, so.
Yeah, definitely. And the less you care what people think, the more you'll really start to, like, realise how relaxed your days can be. You know,
Definitely.
and how, like, carefree and easy and how relaxed your mind can feel just because you're not worrying about stupid stuff that really, like, it's not relevant.
Doesn't
like,
even matter, yeah.
It really doesn't matter. Like, what's important is what's around you in your own universe, like your real reality, and that's like the people that you spend time with on a day to day, and the people that you want to like the things that you want to do and where you want to go with your work and your life and things like that, things that really matter, and things that, like, ways that you can help. You know, it doesn't always boil down to just, I don't know, a selfie, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I try and tell, because sometimes, like, you know, like young girls especially will write to me and say, like, you know, about the weight and about things like that, you know, like, that they want to, like, they don't feel, like, thin enough or pretty enough or all this stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, I mean, instead of just telling them that, yeah, they are and yeah, they're fine, and that it doesn't matter, I just tell them about how, like, they should be thinking about more than just how they look, do you know what I mean? Because it's so important to have, like, yeah, things going on in your actual real life, do you know what I mean? I mean, even though obviously we agree social media is a good thing, obviously, because you can do so much with it, but, like, you need to have, like, things going on in your life that aren't just about how you look, and I think a lot of young girls spend so much time focusing solely on how they look instead of who they are and what they can do and who they can, like, be. Well, not just girls, but, do you know what I mean? I think especially so much emphasis gets placed on, like, how we look instead of, like, what we are and who we are, do you know what I mean? So,
yeah, definitely.
so yeah, I always try and, like, emphasise that, yeah, it's important to just create your actual life instead of what you want your life to look like just on the internet, do you know what I mean? Cause
and I think one thing is, like, the internet is a great tool, but it can be really positive or it can be really negative, and it can feed negativity really easily. And with things like young people looking online to seek ways of how to get the bodies they desire or to get skinny and all this, like, pro-Anna stuff that I've seen on the internet, like, it's really terrifying because the people that are involved in it are super young as well, and it's like,
scary, isn't it?
yeah,
It's
they're learning this, like, body ideal which is not healthy and it's not sexy and it doesn't promote, like, a good positive, like, body outlook. And I got a lot. I have, and I still do some, not so much anymore, but, like, I guess when I first was, like, on the internet and stuff and, like, started getting a bigger social media, I used to get lots of people asking me how I'd stay so skinny, and I used to
I've
find
seen a lot of people say that to you.
Yeah, and it's like, well, I was a dancer my whole life, so I'm guessing, like, all that, like, that physical exercise all the time definitely helped my body, like, to grow into what it is now. But it's just about, like, I have a really active life and I eat really healthy. Like, I still binge out and eat junk food, like, once or twice a week probably.
Yeah.
But, like, I just try and eat real good because, like, I feel like what you put in your body is super important, and just by feeding myself, like, really good healthy food just made me all round happier, and my body was healthy and happy, and then because my mind is happy as well, my mind is looking at my body in a healthy way, because this whole body dysmorphia thing is, like, a massive issue with so many people, not just young people, just people in general.
Well, definitely, yeah.
And I think the mind is a very powerful thing, and when you're not feeding it the right things and it's not healthy and it's not getting, like, enough fresh air or exercise or the right food and things like that, then that's going to play a part in this whole self-destructive pattern where, like, ego especially comes in, and that's where things like the internet can be really dangerous because it can fuel it on the real negative side, you know?
No, definitely, yeah.
So to all the young girls out there and boys, like, you're beautiful, whatever your shapes and sizes, like, just be yourself, eat healthy, make the right decisions, like, be active, and you'll love yourself no matter what you look like.
Definitely. And also, I think, like you said about it being, you know, mind linking with the body as well, I think, like, for me personally, like, I've never been like dead slim or anything, and I am like probably overweight.
Since when is dead slim like this idea of
No, but
sexy
this is what I mean.
and beautiful?
No, yeah, well, this is
though,
what
do you know
I
what I
mean.
mean?
Yeah, but I mean, like, so for me, like, there's, you know, I've never been like any of them things, but like, obviously, when I was younger, it probably did bother me and things like that. But like, I was just saying, like, with self-love and stuff, like recently, once I love my body and accept it more now than ever, even though I'm probably like way the most I've ever weighed, and I'm probably like not even in the best shape of me, but I actually like, because I like look at it with love and acceptance instead of like hate and like disgust and like rejection, it looks like fine to me, do you know what I mean? And I think like that's another thing, like it's you have to realise that you're setting these standards in your head for yourself. So how did you discover like your own path of positivity and self-love?
Well, I guess through going through some rocky patches, like anyone, like I had my problems, and then just like, instead of letting those things like grind me down to nothing, I wanted to kind of like take that experience and use it as like a learning curve. And then once I kind of like learned from the experiences that I needed to, I was always very interested in this whole kind of like rules of attraction thing, because I thought it was really like mind-boggling how you could like create your own destiny just through the power of thought. And then just through doing research and stuff on that, and like talking to people, then like, you know, you find something new, you want to talk about it, and then you start talking to people about it, and then you meet people who are like have found this like whole way of like, you know, like The Secret and things like that, this whole like rules of attraction, the power of thought, how positive thought is like 100 times more powerful than negative thought. And just kind of like started literally like counting my blessings and started appreciating the good instead of like dwelling on the bad, because I think it's really easy to kind of like sit there and feel sorry for yourself, and it's kind of like a comfortable place.
Oh yeah,
almost.
definitely.
So
I mean, it happens to all of us, like, still, and you have to catch it. Like, even obviously, all I preach is like counting blessings and all this stuff. But like, if I ever find myself feeling sorry for myself, I like click and think, right, no, a minute, you're feeling sorry for yourself right now. That's why you're like, you know, upset or whatever. And it's like, no, like, you got nothing to fucking. Yeah, definitely, of course. We're like, compared to like fucking majority of the world, we're so lucky, aren't we? Like,
literally, and that's what I just started to realise, is that how lucky I was, and like the position that I was in, and I'd actually like had to also step back and give myself some credit, because I was like, for so long just didn't give myself any credit and was working really hard in all these aspects of my life, with people, relationships, and then with work and things like that. And then I just like had one day was like, no, actually, like appreciate what you do for everyone, and start doing a bit of that for yourself, because that's what I was really lacking. And yeah, just through finding all this was like the main thing that really spurred on this like self-love thing, because it made me realise that like I've got an amazing life, I've created a great life for myself, and I am a nice person, and I do deserve to be loved, just like we all do, you know. We all deserve love, like, and if you give it out, you get it back. So
definitely
it's the easiest thing to learn, but also the hardest.
Yeah,
as well.
definitely. Well, and it's so important to learn. Definitely. I think also just touch on what you said about like kind of recognising that yes, I do deserve like good things, and yeah, I am a nice person. I think we live in such a self-depreciative like culture where it's like literally more acceptable to hate yourself than it is to be like, oh, I'm really great. Like if you hear anyone say things like that, like it's like more shocking to hear somebody say that they like themselves than it is to hear them say, and that's like fucked up. I mean, that's so sad, ain't it? It's like really shitty, like if you think about it.
Yeah,
but like
it's really sad.
Yeah, it's really fucked. But like, I mean, if you're not going to be the person to recognise what's great about you, then do you know what I mean? How are other people going to recognise it either? Like, I think it's important to know what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are too, so you can work on them. But like, it's important to know that, like, for instance, like I'm like dead facedly loyal person, so but I'm like proud of that because I choose to be that and I stand by what I believe in and stuff. So like, it's good to be proud of your strengths instead of just like playing off things that you're good at as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think it's good to make yourself the person you want to be and kind of take charge of that instead of just thinking, oh, you know, I'm nothing, I'm not important. Like,
I think all emotions are relevant in certain situations. So like, if you're reckless with your anger, then that's not okay, you know. But if you get angry about something that you truly believe that is right and you're passionate about, and you stand up for that, that's different.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
of course.
Like,
Yeah.
with
There's a
me-
difference between a dick and
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So with me, like, people meet me and they just assume that I'm. Also, because I meet a lot of people from around the world, and because I'm like this English girl who's got quite like a soft voice or whatever, and I can be shy as well sometimes, especially when I first meet people. They always expect to meet me, and then they think that I'm this kind of like real submissive, sweet little
Timid,
girl,
like, yeah,
timid little like girl, and yeah, I can be to certain respects, but like I'm an Aries, so
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
That explains it all.
super fiery,
Yeah.
and then like people get super. It's like people get really taken back when I do like my fire does go, and I do like not snap at something, but like I pipe up and I have an opinion, and like I'm not afraid to like give my opinion in the right circumstances, and that can really like freak people out sometimes, which I don't mind, because some people have to be put in their place.
Oh,
but,
definitely, yeah.
But yeah, again, I'm not against people standing up and fighting for things, because I think that there isn't enough of that. Like, I think the reason that the world is so fucked up today is because everyone has kind of like literally been submissive and not stood up and kind of thought like someone else will deal with it, or I can't go and stand up for my rights today, I've got to watch my programs on telly or whatever, like,
Definitely.
you know, like we've
Or
kind
just
of
thinking
been,
that they won't make a difference, and it's like,
exactly,
no, of
because
course.
we've been conditioned
to think that we're nothing,
that we're
yeah.
nothing,
Yeah.
and that we can't make a difference when in fact we can.
That's
like,
because they want to hold us down. Do you know what I mean? It is though. It's like, obviously, if you train
it
people.
sounds so cheesy,
I know,
but
it's true. It is true
it's
though.
true.
Obviously, if you think about it, if you take a lot of people, make them feel like they're shit and they can't do anything and they're not good enough and they don't look good enough and they have, obviously it's all
And
for
this
people's
has not just
benefit.
been like introduced into our generation
No.
now. This has been happening for like years and
But it's
years,
just stronger
and decades.
now, isn't it?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we have things like the internet, and it's like
TV and
there are
everything.
more people making videos that are trying to suppress us, and there are people trying to like make us evolve and trying to like release us into this whole like creative revolution where we can all just be ourselves and everyone will love each other, and this kind of like hippie euphoric land that everyone thinks heaven will be like. The world can be like that. Just everyone like needs to realise their own potential and how amazing they are, and as like individual human beings.
Definitely.
And then seek out in life whatever makes them happy and stop treading on anyone else's journey.
Exactly.
Let people live, innit? Live and let live.
Yeah, and like, as long as you're not hurting yourself or other people, do whatever the fuck you want, and I think that's literally, it's that simple, like, don't hurt anyone, don't be a dick, don't be a dick to yourself, and then you're fine.
And don't be narrow-minded and
No.
judgmental, because at the end of the day, you don't know everyone's story.
No, you don't know
And you don't know
yeah.
anyone's reasoning behind their own personal decisions and choices in their own life, so...
And chances are it doesn't affect yours, so...
Exactly. So
But, yeah,
stop looking for it,
literally.